Imagine going to what is meant to be the best vacation ever, but then it ruins your life. Well, that's what happened to this writer who encountered something so horrible during a vacation with his friends and family, that it ruined his life. It's a crazy story, I assure you. Watch till the end and decide if you'd believe him. To all viewers, I bid you welcome. I am Noah, and I am your guide through this storyverse. They said I was crazy. Arrested for the multiple homicides of my family and friends. No one believed me. They called me every bad name in the dictionary: a psychopath, evil, crazy. I had lost my family, friends, and my life. I don't blame anyone, though. It's easier to believe that a man went crazy and killed his whole family and friends than to believe his crazy story that a statue did. I wouldn't believe it either, but I swear on everything. I know what I saw because I had to keep seeing it to survive. It was supposed to be a relaxing vacation. My family and I, along with our closest friends, had rented a castle mansion on a small island in Scotland called Dunevans Keep for a week in the summer of 1992. But what started off as a peaceful getaway quickly turned into a nightmare. I was there with my lovely wife, Christina, and our children, 17-year-old Maddie and 12-year-old Soren. My best friend, Dylan, was there with his wife, Mary, and his 19-year-old son, Junior. Christina's two best friends, Kate and Sheila, were also there with their partners, David and Brandon. The ferry dropped us on the island and left. The island wasn't big, but it was beautiful. The castle was elegant and had a mysterious atmosphere, but we were all too busy enjoying our time together to pay much attention to it. That was until I noticed the male statue in one of the hallways, a sculpture of a shirtless, muscular man, built from cement and rebar. It looked like it was spray-painted too. There were many sculptures there, so why did this particular one catch my attention? It's because I could have sworn then that it changed its facial expression. We enjoyed 2 days before strange things started happening. The first of which was the death of Dylan's son, Junior, who was found on his bed with his neck twisted 180 degrees. There were no words to describe how we all felt. Dylan and Mary broke down instantly. We started suspecting each other in fear. No one owned up, and we let the distrust separate us. Because of the distrust, we split up to different areas of the castle. I wanted to protect my family. We were stuck on the island for a week, our way of making sure no one left for work or anything. I heavily regret that decision now. It started picking us off one by one. We didn't realize it was the statue until we had lost Sheila, David, Kate, Mary, and my son, Soren, who had left us to ease himself but never came back. All of them were killed the same way, with their necks snapped. I was enraged and wanted to kill whoever it was. I suspected Brandon. Sheila changed boyfriends often, and Brandon was new to the group. I believed it was him, and I had had enough. I was going to kill him, but something else had gotten to him. I found him floating lifeless in the swimming pool. His neck snapped. I walked back in, through the hallway, now seriously confused and filled with hatred and sadness. That's when I realized that the statue wasn't there anymore. While I was wondering about that, I heard Maddie scream. I had left she and her mother and asked them to lock the room. I ran to the room, and what I saw weakened my knees. The love of my life had been killed. Maddie was crying and shaking in fear, and just right in front of her, the statue was frozen in place with a position like it was about to grab her neck. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The statue killed Mom, Maddie stammered out, her voice shaky. What? A statue was behind all the murders. What was more, I didn't understand was why it stopped right when it was about to kill Maddie. I ran to Maddie, who was shaking and crying while still looking at the statue, too scared to get up and run. I hugged her and grabbed her so we could run, but she was too scared to look away. She told me if she looked away from the statue, we would die. I didn't believe her. I thought this was a chance granted by the heavens to escape. Maybe the statue was loading or something. I had to protect Maddie. She was all I had left. We ran out of the room, and when I looked back, the statue wasn't following. As we ran outside, Mary's body dropped right in front of us. Her neck wasn't snapped, though. Losing her family must have had a heavy toll on her. Maddie was losing it. I couldn't console her because I was losing it too. I wanted off the island, but we still had one more day. We just had to survive the night until the ferry came. I prayed that whoever survived would come outside, and we'd wait together. We had a better chance together. I ran to the dock at the beach, holding Maddie tightly. We were going to wait there. When we got there, I took a deep breath, believing we had a shot at survival, but to my horror, I found out that I had only been running with Maddie's forearm. I didn't know or notice when the statue had attacked her. I knelt down and started weeping, The despair was killing me. As my head was down crying, the statue ran at me to kill me, but before it could, I looked up at it and it froze right there in its tracks. Maddie was right. I should have listened to her. For some reason, the statue doesn't move when it's in anyone's line of sight. If we had all taken turns looking at it, it would have been powerless. With tears in my eyes, I sat on the floor and stared at the statue throughout the night until the fairy came back the next afternoon, too scared to look away. When they came, I looked like a madman. They saw me staring at a statue, and when they asked for everyone else, I told them everything. They took me to the police. I was accused of killing my family and friends. I was accused of killing 10 people. Absolutely no one believed me, and so I was sentenced to death. It's a crazy story, but I'm not crazy. Right now, I have accepted my fate. I will go be with my family, but I write this from my cell so that anyone who reads it and believe will try to capture that monster. Comment below what SCP monster you think this week's writer faced and what SCP monster I should make a story with next. Subscribe or the statue monster might come for you.